All right, today we will be covering lesson 10-1, which is on direct variation. This particular lesson will be split into four sections. We will cover questions 1 to 6. We will go 7 and 8, 9 and 10, and then 11 and 12. So let's go ahead and take a look at section 1. First, to start off, we have an introduction. It says, you work for a packaging and shipping company. As part of your job there, you are part of the package design team, deciding how to stack boxes for packaging and shipping. Each box is 10 centimeters high. 1. Complete the table and make a graph of the data points, number of boxes, comma, height of the stack. Okay? Well, they've started us off with number 1, so let's continue on. It says if we have 0 boxes, the stack is 0 centimeters. If we have 1 box, the stack is 10 centimeters. If we have 2 boxes, it's 20 centimeters. So what do we think it would be if we have 3 boxes? I agree, 30 centimeters. What about 4 boxes? 40 centimeters. 5 boxes? 50 centimeters. 6 boxes? 60 centimeters. And 7 boxes would be 70 centimeters high. Now, it asked us to graph these. My number of boxes is my X. The height of my stack is my Y. So we have a point at 0, 0, 110, 220, 330, 440, 550, 660, 770. Write a function to represent the data in the table and graph above. Well, we could call this f of x equals. As my x increases by 1, what happens to my y? It goes up by 10. So we would write this as whatever my x is, this is going to be 10 times it. So we're going to say 10x. Or you could simply put this as y equals 10x. Now the question asked here in number 3, what is a reasonable domain, a reasonable and realistic domain for this function, and explain. Now, remember that my domain is referring to boxes. Can I have a part of a box? No. Can I have a negative box? No. So, the domain is all integers greater than or equal to, or equal to 0. And my reasoning, the number of boxes cannot be partial or negative. Let's take a look. What is the reasonable domain? Reasonable and realistic range of the function, and explain. Now, notice that my range goes 0, 10, 20, 30, and so on. So the range is 0 and all positive multiples of 10 because we count by tens 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. The range cannot include values less than 0. Because the domain cannot be less than 0. You cannot have a fraction of a box therefore our domain our range, my bad, must be multiples of 10. All right, let's move on to question number 5. Question number 5 states, what do f of x or y and x represent in the equation for item 2? Well, f of x represents my height. And that's height in centimeters. X represents, what was my input? Oh, that was my number of boxes. Describe any patterns that you notice in the table and graph representing your function. Every time a box is added, the height increases by 10. On to the next set of questions.